We're going to get on them like stink on manure. Hey, dude, you really got to lock your door. We ran through him like a dose of salts through a widow woman.
He's loud.
What the heck is wrong with that guy?
And everyone seems to listen.
If you can't entertain, you can't inform.
The sheriff's new podcast, Not in My County, launched at noon Friday.
Everybody likes crazy criminal stories, including me.
A half-hour weekly show with crime prevention and educational tips.
Did you hear me? Did you hear what I just said?
It is funny to see what people actually think they can do and get by with.
It's good for the area, it's good for the economy, it keeps the city clean.
But not everyone is on board. Online feedback has been mediocre at best. Sherry is concerned about using his power to persuade. And Ellen is worried about Judd using the podcast as a pedestal.
Oh, you want to go to Congress? Yeah. I would much rather have a bad cold than be in Congress.
Sheriff Judd says while he does in fact have an agenda,
my agenda is to keep you safe and to reduce crime in this community.
The podcast will not feature politics, only crazy crimes and whodunits.
If you go to jail, you know, we're going to talk about the stupid thing you did that caused you to go to jail.
In Polk County, Andrea Lyon, ABC Action News.
The car and the traffic's are coming through here.
Yeah.
You know, a high rate of speed.
Danny Fernandez has a nickname for West Burke Street.
What do you call this?
This is the racetrack here. Everybody comes down at a high rate of speed.
How fast are they going?
Anywhere from 50 on a 20, 25.
Is he going to slow down for us?
No, he won't slow down.
Kind of sped up, didn't he?
Yeah, they all do that.
They all do it, even the ones with 18 wheels.
The big trucks come through here day in, day out.
Big loads at high speeds.
I was sitting there having my coffee this morning. I heard a big crash.
Danny caught the whole thing on camera. It's not the first time.
You're saying that the big trucks, big rig trucks are coming through here.
Yes, sir.
The racetrack, as you call it, all the time.
Yes.
Morning, noon, and night.
Yes, shortcut.
A shortcut that's turned their neighborhood into a daily danger zone.
You walk across the street to get your mail, you had to jump in the ditch because they're going to take you out.
And these trucks are leaving their mark all over the neighborhood. Look at this huge hole on the side of the road from a tire, and this stop sign that's now twisted because something hit it. And look at this, crumbling pieces of pavement on a street that was just paved last year. And that's the curb where the semi careened into it this morning, literally leaving its mark. Pieces of the tire, the rubber meeting the road. And you've got pieces of a semi tire on your neighborhood street. That's proof that there's a problem.
Yeah, they seem irresponsible.
Paul Ogren, ABC Action News.
We called Tampa PD and sent emails to city and county officials.
Help us take action for you. What do you want the city of Tampa to do about this?
Bring awareness to the companies.
Danny says for now, the truckers are getting off too easy.
You didn't get a ticket, that was it.
It was right after a field trip that school staff dropped that 50-pound duffel bag right here to dry. But it wasn't until days later, after they checked their surveillance cameras, that they realized the bag wasn't missing. It was stolen. It's a single question school officials are desperate someone will help answer tonight. Just who is this stranger caught on their cameras?
I can't imagine a rational person who would come into a school and pick up a bag of random stuff and walk off with it.
Nathaniel Pauly is the owner of the Web of Wisdom, a private school. And today, he's out $700 worth of snorkeling equipment. 10 sets of snorkels and fins meant for his mostly low-income kids to enjoy and learn about nature.
It just hurts because it's something that I've invested so much of my personal time, sweat into, that for somebody to walk off with it is just, I don't know, it's just disgusting.
But Pauly knows where his missing duffel bag has gone, in the company of this man. Pauly's camera is showing him lugging the heavy bag away. Pauly's kept inquiring kids in the dark as best he could.
We don't want the kids to be stressed about stuff like that. It's not their problem. I mean, to be honest, I take part responsibility. I mean, I left the bag outside, you know, but we kind of trust. We've been doing this for years, and I've never had that problem.
And all of it started when this stranger drove into their property in a white Chevy about 30 minutes after closing hours. Pauly says this man is no parent and an unfamiliar face is school staff. Take a close look. He checks the door of an adjacent church, but it's locked, so he makes off toward another building. He gets in his car and drives away, but then parks it when he spots the bag. Take another close look at this guy. He drives a white Chevy sedan, possibly a Cobalt.
It's just used snorkeling stuff, you know. To us, it's worth a lot of money. To these kids, it's worth a huge deal.
And Paulie's told me he's already ordered new equipment and he's not likely to leave that outside to dry anymore. Now, if you recognize the man you saw in that surveillance footage or his car, contact the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. In Holiday, I'm Isabel Rosales, ABC Action News.
Seamus and Wendy, Draka is facing 1 count of manslaughter, and in this warrant that we got our hands on today, it lays out pretty clearly that the state does not believe that this shooting was done in self-defense. This is video the family of Marquise McLaughlin have waited for. 48-year-old Michael Draka getting booked into the Pinellas County Jail. Court documents show Draka has a pattern of aggressive behavior. 3 months ago, the driver of a septic truck told Pinellas investigators that Draka threatened to shoot him for parking in a handicapped spot at the same food store where McLaughlin was shot and killed. The driver, documents show, took off when Draka went to his center console to retrieve something while yelling racial slurs. In 2012, drivers in 2 different road rage incidents say Draka pointed a gun at them.
The chances of that being admitted are very hard, though.
ABC Action News legal analyst Jeff Swartz says those past incidents won't have a big impact on this case.
If the state wants to bring it in, they would have to show that it is so similar to what happened here that it shows that the defendant was predisposed or had a motive for committing the murder that he did. That's why I think second-degree murder was a better charge.
Swartz says Draka's defense will be stand your ground, but says the autopsy showing McLaughlin was shot while walking away and from a distance of 12 feet, coupled with the video evidence, will be extremely compelling to a jury.
The tape says what it says, and I don't think that this case should take more than a year to 14 or 15 months to actually bring to trial. And we've made multiple attempts since the July 19th shooting to talk to Draka to get his side of the story. He is here in the jail cell, and at last check, no one had posted any bond for him. We'll be monitoring this situation. If he comes out and gives us a comment, we will bring it to you. We're live here at the Pinellas County Jail tonight. Michael Paluska, ABC Action News.
Philip writes his nerves are rattled as he rides along Gulf Boulevard.
Just too darn close. I had a bike with wider bars on. I actually shortened it just because cars do get really close.
By attaching a camera to this bike, we can show you just how tight a squeeze it is. We measured several bike handlebars and found that most of them are about 2.5 feet long. And that means if these bike lanes are only 3 feet wide, that's putting bikers within inches of danger.
I would call it more of a glorified gutter than a bike lane.
Nathan Whittle hears the horror stories inside his bike shop.
At least once a week I talk to a customer that limps in or has some story about a car that clipped them or knocked them off the road.
A new report by Icon Consulting Group recommends immediate changes. They say to even be considered bike lanes, cyclists need 4 feet of space. And to stay safe, 5 feet is ideal. Just ask Brad Pettit, who was hit by a car along Gulf Boulevard.
I was pretty scary rolling up the hood of a car.
The consulting group recommends narrowing these driving lanes to 10 feet to make room for those wider bike lanes. The cost, $1.1 million. Something Whittle says is worth every penny.
As a business owner of a bicycle shop and family man, I don't ride my family through this area.